Howdy everybody, and welcome back to our Chip and Dale tutorial. So last time we added in the ability to carry and move stuff around, added in a lift state so we could actually pick it up, and a duck state as well, I believe. Or no, wait, that was earlier when we added that in, I believe. So, but we can actually use the carry state to enter a new state called the hide state, and we also have another state called the throw state, which will allow us to throw the thing that we are carrying around. So let's get cracking on these today. Alright, so we wanted to start off with the throw state here. So, actually, might want to start off with the hide state. Mostly depends on what's easier to program. Nah. I guess we'll go with the throw state since it's on top. Alright, so throw state, throw state, throw state. Throw state is user event 3. But first, let's make sure we know what our code here is doing. Again, when we are carrying something around, if we are to throw that, if we want to throw that object, we have to stop our X speed, stop our animations, and put ourselves in the throw state. Reset our input lag. I forgot the word for it. Action buffer. There we go. Let's see. Alright, so, and reset our action buffer, then actually start doing the throw state here. So, if we go over to our other user events and add in our number 3, and we can throw in the throw state. And let's start off with our pound region states. This one should be pretty easy actually, because we only move into one state from the throw state. Pound region move state. Alright, if animation underscore timer underscore, our good old friend, is greater than 10, so if we reach the end of our animation, animation underscore timer underscore is equal to 0, state underscore is equal to player underscore states dot move event underscore user state, and exit. Done. That's all we got to do, because we're going to throw ourselves into the move state, and if we go into the move state and it so happens that we're in midair, then our move state will recognize that we need to go into the jump state because we are no longer on the ground, and it will put us into the jump state properly. And let's go back to you. Collision and movement again. Copy and paste, except there is no movement in the X area, so killer X speed and killer X fractions. However, we do get gravity still, so we need to make sure we add in our gravity. But the rest of the code is exactly the same. And yeah. We'll hide both of those to make it easier for us for the moment. And next we have pound region animation. Pound in the region. And here's where the meat of this state happens. Let's start. If our animation underscore timer underscore is less than 1, then manual underscore spread underscore change underscore is equal to true. want to give ourselves a idle animation. Else if animation underscore timer underscore is greater than, is less than 6, we want to again manually change our sprite and give ourselves the carry idle again. Oh, I left a comment here that there's supposed to be a heft sprite that would go here, but apparently I couldn't find that sprite, and I didn't want to take the time to bother cutting it out of the actual game. So if you want to do it, you could just get the sprite yourself and throw it into there, but it doesn't really matter. So if animation underscore timer underscore is equal to 6, however, then we actually throw our object. So first things first, we play a sound to let us know that we have thrown our object. Then we pick from this any script. Any returns true if any variable is equal to the value. In this case, I wanted direction facing, and if direction facing is either right or left, then if image x scale is greater than 0, e.g. facing right, we position our pickup object on our right plus 2 pixels. Else we position it on our left minus 1 pixel. And set the y equal to our y value. And this buffer padding is so that the pickup object is placed outside of our hitbox. Because if you remember, coming back to our character, the collision mask has like 2 or 3 pixels of buffer over here and 1 over here. So alright, next up we need to recreate the pickup object. So when we picked up our object, we deleted it from the game and then we replaced it with a imaginary pickup object, which basically just displays the sprite that we want above our head. That way when we jump around, move and whatnot, there is no hitbox from the thing we're carrying that might accidentally interact with something that we don't want it to interact with. So if we were to jump upwards into an enemy, we don't want our carrying object to activate that enemy's oh I got hit code. We wanted to be ignored. So we were just displaying the sprite with this pickup object. So now we are going to reverse that and we are going to recreate the throwable object. First off, we go with our object box. So if our pickup name is object box, then if we are hiding, and we'll add in this statement here in just a little bit, then create our new object, but we are going to create it slightly lower than we would if we are not hiding. Because when we're hiding, we're ducked down, so we throw the object lower than if we were up. There's probably, again, a better way to do this rather than doubling up the code, but I didn't come up with it at this time. var underscore throwable is equal to instance create layer, pickup.x, so add our pickup object's location, plus 16 times the sign of the image x scale, and pickup.y plus 24. On the throwables layer, asset underscore get underscore index, pickup underscore name. So that'd be the object. Create the object there. Let's see. Why do I have the 16 times the sign of the image? Oh, that's left or right. Underscore throwable.direction is equal to image x scale equal 1. So if my image x scale is equal to 1, then that means I'm facing right. So my throwable direction variable is 0, else it is 180, so it goes left. If direction underscore facing underscore is equal to up, then throwable.direction is equal to 90. And finally, throwable.speed is equal to 4. So give us a direction, give us a speed to throw, destroy the pickup object that we were carrying around, and reset the pickup variables so that they're no one and false. And again, same thing, except now we are standing up. And yeah, the code is pretty much identical, except here we add in y minus equal 4, so it doesn't get stuck in our head. And throwable.speed equals 4. And hiding false, well, we don't need to bother resetting that variable here because we aren't hiding. Alright, so there's a bunch of other pick-upable objects in the game that I haven't added in yet. But for now, we'll just move on with animation underscore timer. Goes down to here. We want to set animation underscore timer underscore plus plus, and again, move the pickup object with us. This is the same code that we have in all the other events where this is going on. So make sure that its Y position is above us and its X position is at our X position. So we've mentioned hiding here. So let's see. Yeah, I think we'll move on to the hiding state then. Yeah, that would be the next one there. So hiding state is 5. Other user event 5. And this one gave me a lot of trouble when I was trying to figure out the exact way to do the animation for it. And it's when I came up with the animation system that I'm using for everything in the game. So let me just copy all this and we'll bring it over because there's a little bit of code here. So if Y input, so this will be our startup with our states here. If our Y input no longer is equal to 1 and our animation timer is greater than 16, so if we're completely hidden, then return us back to the move state, or the carry move state in this case. Animation timer is equal to 0, visible is equal to true, hide underscore is equal to false, iframes underscore is equal to false because we're no longer invincible, image underscore index is equal to 0, state is equal to carry move. We also have jump state. Doesn't jump, falls through platforms instead. Again, check to make sure we're at the end of our animation. You can't do anything until the animation is over. The animation timer is set to 0. We're again visible. Hiding is false. Iframes is equal to false. And then we add in our platform jump code right here as well. So this would be copied from the from the duck state over here. And make sure we're in the carry jump state. A state which I haven't actually added in yet, but it's basically just the jump state, except tacks in a little bit about moving the box along with us. Give me a second here. The The microphone wasn't facing me directly. Then we have our throw state. If pickup underscore input and animation timer is greater than 16, again, animation timer is equal to 0, visible equal to true, iframes equals false, x speed is equal to 0, kind of redundant since you're in the hiding state, and x speed should be equal to 0 anyways. And reset our image index speed, put us in the throw state, our action buffer, and execute the states. Alright. Beyond that, we have just a little bit of animation code. If animation underscore timer underscore is less than 4, pickup underscore dot y is equal to bbox top. And this is basically me just figuring out, okay, the box is supposed to be positioned at this position when it's less than 4. So if image x scale is greater than 0, then we're facing right. So pickup.x is equal to x minus 1. It was slightly off by 1 pixel in the game for some reason. And else if animation timer is less than or equal to 16, visible equals false. Our character becomes invisible. And our bbox.y is equal to this little bit of code here, which causes the box to drop down slowly and bounce up and drop back down again. So bbox bottom minus sprite underscore get underscore height pickup dot sprite. So this would be the y code that finds how high it needs to be above us right here. And then we just subtract from that 4 times dsign animation underscore timer underscore minus 4 times 15, which I found to be the correct formula for making the box move in a sinusoidal fashion so that it drops down when you press the down button. Okay. And then else if timer, animation timer is greater than 16, then visible is equal to true. But in this case, we are visible, but we aren't doing anything. If animation underscore timer is greater than 16, then we are visible. The iframes is false. That way we can be run over by an enemy, and that will trigger a collision event. Manual sprite change equal to true. Hiding is equal to true. And if my pickup name is equal to object box, then sprite underscore index is equal to sprite underscore character underscore boxed, because we have a little boxed where you have your little eyes showing. And image speed is equal to 0.5. Animation timer plus plus. And I could give this a name here, pound region animation. There we go. Alright, so that would be our hiding state. So last but not least, we want to throw in that jump state. So let's go over here. Carry jump state is number 9. Other user 9. And bring in all that code. Let's make sure we got it all good. So if the animation timer is 1, b equals 0, greater than or equal to 7, state direction facing, user index, blah blah blah, effects input is equal to there. Yes, that's all the same. And oh yeah, we need to slightly modify this little piece of code right here. Just add in the heavy modifier. So if something is heavy, we don't jump as high. And apparently we also need to change the sprite index of our character to carry underscore jump, or else for some reason we'll collide with the pickup. But I think this is redundant code because I changed the pickup into a invisible object, which shouldn't actually be touchable anymore. Animation timer is equal to 0 though, and on ground is equal to false. So that's all the same though. Oh, we also need to add in a transition to the throw state. If pickup underscore input underscore x underscore speed is equal to 0, and throw, and action buffer reset, and go. Alright, that should be all of our states. Collision and movement. Again, these should all be the same. Except I might have missed this one actually. Back here, before we do our speed fractions, we should add in variable jumping. If jump is not held and y underscore speed underscore is less than or equal to -2, then multiply our y speed by 0.75. That should probably also be in the jump state as well. There we go. Gives us a little bit more control over our jumping. Alright. And speed fractions are the same. Collisions are the same. On ground check is the same. So that just leaves animation. We have the same animation here. Same animation here. And last but not least, add in our sprite. So pickup underscore dot y is equal to bbox top. So move the pickup object along with us, and make sure the image x scale is equal to rx scale, so it moves around with us. And create a sweat particle if one doesn't exist. If we were carrying a heavy object, underscore part is equal to instance create layer x y minus 2 particles object underscore sweat underscore particles. Underscore part dot image x scale is equal to negative image x scale. Again, because I had it drawn backwards for some reason. And I think that's everything. So let's give this a try. We'll see how many errors we run into. Alright. Ducking. And I don't have collisions with the boxes, but we are able to pick it up and it disappears when we land. Why does it drop when we land? Now we can't throw it. So that's something. Oops. Pressing delete there. And we can hide, so we got that going for us too. When we stop moving, our character is just idle, so that would be over in the carry move state. When we stop moving, then you shouldn't be idle. It should be carry underscore idle over in the carry move state. Yeah, that's right. Same thing with the carry jump state. When we are idle, yeah, I guess that's all right there. As for when we jump, we land, we do our little duck, and the pickup object no longer moves along with us. That's because we are landing and we are going from the move state, from the carry jump state into the move state, not into the carry move state. Carry jump. Ah, there it is. Done. So that should fix all of our bugs. Alright, thank you everybody for watching. This has been a bit long, but I hope you stick around with it. It will allow you to throw around objects in the game. Let me know if you have questions or comments. Don't forget to leave a message for me on the video. But I don't know. Do I want to? Well, I guess, yeah, I will. I'll add all the throwable objects into the tutorial here for you. Shouldn't be that hard. But, yeah. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. And in the meantime, good luck with your programming.